Well, hey everybody, I'm Jan Erickson from Stepping Aside, and welcome to Esoteric Influences, the weekend edition. It's Friday, so we're going to do Friday and Saturday both today. We woke up this morning and you can hardly see anything. There's so much smoke in our area. I don't know if this blew in from Washington. It would likely came from us though, south of us and west of us. I know that I saw yesterday that apparently Washington was expecting a big amount of smoke from our area and also from California up today. So likely that was the flow of things. So that's probably what we're looking at. But we have to go out and go to the grocery store this morning. And so I don't know. That's going to be interesting. My husband just went out and switched the water. We kick it down to our neighbor at 8 o'clock this morning, and so he smells like wood smoke. It just like he's been next to a campfire. So this is horrible. The videos and the pictures are just terrifying, and it's getting way too close to Gresham and Portland, all that whole area is just getting way too close for comfort over there. So um, our thoughts are with everybody over there. We have family over there, and our kids live in the valley. They seem to be in a safe place, though, both of them. So, and their families. So, um, I'm so we feel blessed within all of this. So. Today's numerology is an 11, 11 energy, master number for illumination and awakening. Again, it's also the anniversary of 9/11. In this 22 year, profound change is upon us, and I think we all know that now. Lots of things we need to look at, but today we're going to be aware of any synchronicities and the messages that they bring. Again, 11 as the master number for illumination and enlightenment promises awakening to new perceptions and truth. Allow spirit to inform your perceptions and awaken today. If you're on a life path of 11, you're an individual who is truly blessed and sensitive to the spiritual energy of life. Let's see, we have Ansus as Friday's rune. It's an air rune, air element rune. It's known as Odin's rune. It represents divine message, spirit communication, eloquence, creation, higher self, divinity, and clarity. You can see Laguz kind of twice there. So truly the flow of spirit into everything today, especially on this anniversary of 9/11. It was such a traumatic time, not just for the country, but for the world as well, to see something like that happen. It was just really gave you pause. But today with Ansus, we're going to extend blessings to others as you remain on a healing path. Hear the voice of spirit and the message it brings. People are having to cope with finding out. Well, I don't know how anyone didn't know this, but because everything he says he means the opposite of. So if children aren't susceptible to the virus, then of course they are, right? So I think most of us have known that you have to simply believe the opposite of everything this guy says, but everyone's trying to grapple with the idea now that he knew. He could tell a reporter who's going to do a book, but oh no, he couldn't tell everybody else. And I think that the unnecessary loss of life is going to hit home for people in varying ways going forward. So it's going to be a hard time for people, I think, especially if you had it and you're still coping with the after effects of this. We have some time yet before we know what all that's going to look like. And so, this is going to be an interesting time for people. People's emotions are likely going to be all over the place. So extend blessings as you can to others. We're in Gemini today until Cancer. Well, actually, it's already passed. I thought it said PM, but it's actually AM. You've already moved into Cancer this morning at 1:23 a.m. Take time for nurturing self and or others today if emotions or circumstances become too chaotic, and they're going to be, either with the fires or with the awareness of the truth about what's been going on in the country. Find your tribe, particularly if that involves the women in your life, and spend some time safely, of course, I said in nature when I wrote this last week, but that's before all this fire stuff happened. So if possible, that won't be possible today, at least not for us here in Oregon, I'm sure, or in California. Otherwise, find your inner stillness and rest there a while. It just isn't going to be in nature, at least not in this area. Active channels today in the human design chart: awareness and openness still. Examine your perceptions today, rejecting those that no longer serve the greater truth. Remain open to new ideas and graciously accept guidance from others with more experience. Avoid self-righteousness and personal ambition that interferes with a successful outcome. I know it's the desire right now for a lot of people is to do something, right? Anything, even if it's wrong, right? No, don't do that. Keep the momentum going. Whatever you've built so far, don't blow it out of the water by acting impulsively today or being self-righteous about it. Moving on to Saturday. Saturday with the 12 is the 12th of September. Now you're looking at a 3 energy for the day. We're going to align mind, body, and spirit as we discover and embrace new perceptions. Clearly. We have to reevaluate all the time with this guy, don't we? Oh my goodness. Express yourself in a manner that uplifts and enlightens others today. If you're on a 3 life path, along with possessing a strong will, an individual with this life path is both ambitious and optimistic. And then that then dovetails well, I think, with Tiwaz, the rune for today. It's another air element rune. It represents the spiritual warrior within, the god Tyr, and so we're looking at faith and justice, the idealistic male energy or projective energy, oaths, sacrifice, also legal matters. We're looking at Isa. We're looking at maybe Laguz, forward and reverse. We're also looking at Isa with Kenaz on top. And so I think that, for today, continued self-discipline and sacrifice are required for our efforts to be successful against the challenges we collectively face, whatever they are. There's so many. I mean, pick one, pick 2, pick 3, pick a dozen. I don't know. Allow spirit to guide the path forward, though, today. The moon's definitely in Cancer tomorrow. If you're, when I said Tiwaz, I said today, I mean tomorrow. The moon is in Cancer tomorrow. If you're staying home to cope with stress or emotional upheaval, guard against self-indulgence. And that's the moon opposing Jupiter. Jupiter makes everything bigger, so self-indulgence could, anyway, it may be that your expectations are unrealistic or that you have difficulty finding balance. So just kind of let that wave pass if you can, and just hang out around home today if you can, especially if you're socked in with smoke. Don't be an idiot like we're going to be and go out to the grocery store. But we need some things. So, when my husband's out of coffee, I don't know what you do. You have to go to the store, right? Coffee doesn't agree with me, though. I kind of stick with tea. But anyway, and that's the other thing. If you know a lot about herbs, you may want to, if you have some herbs today, you might want to make a nice thick herbal infusion to try to, if you're dealing with the smoke, you want to get some things in there. Nettle is one. Anything that removes toxins, so dandelion root, yellow dock root, anything that purifies the blood or the liver, you're going to want to do that. We'll be doing that later. I'll put some anise hyssop in it. If you can doctor it up with tinctures to like elecampane or something like that, elecampane root tincture is good. I make an actual respiratory one that includes coltsfoot and elecampane and sage, and I think anise hyssop, just to try to keep things moving and clear. So do whatever you can herbally to support if you are ingesting smoke, breathing in smoke. It's not good for the body. So do what you can herbally to try to flush all of those toxins from your body today. The active today and going forward until this is all over with. The active channels on Saturday in the human design chart are still awareness and openness. As authoritarian oppression continues, the momentum for change increases, as does the desire for fundamental harmony with others. Reject any values or perceptions which are clearly in service to self, as they could negatively affect the desired goal. Instead, remain open and positive, expressing integrity in your interactions and efforts as a new direction forward takes hold. So I think just, we're continuing to stay the course and trying to struggle and fight against oppression and deception that seems to be so prevalent right now in our lives. We need the truth, but we're not going to get it. It's there. We just have to listen to the science, listen to the medical people, and understand what the virus truly is, and what we should have always been doing here. Had we done the national mask policy, we would be in a very different place right now, I think. Other countries are. It's just clear that this guy in power didn't want that. That for whatever reason, allowing this to happen actually serves his purposes better. So think about that. Think about what that means. Think about the callousness of that and make a different choice. If you've been someone who's been struggling with whether or not to wear a mask, just know that it's time to put one on. And do that around people. Don't just try to rationalize it and say, "Oh, I'm outside and I can stay this far away." No, put a mask on. Just get in the habit. If you're around other people, no matter where that is, whether you're inside or outside, please wear a mask if you're around other people. Try to keep your distance as best as possible. If you have a mask and someone else doesn't, walk away. Say, we can talk later when you have a mask on. Set that boundary for yourself, set it for other people, and stick with it going forward. Be the example that other people need to follow, and wear the mask over the nose and the mouth. All right. If you're going to wear a face shield, have a mask on under the face shield. The face shield is not enough, and it never has been. So please don't delude yourself into thinking that these half measures are suitable. They're not. And if you're going to have your kids out and about, have them in a mask. I don't care how old they are. All right. If they're too small to wear one, then don't take them with you. Leave them at home with the other parent, or an older sibling that can take care of them. Don't take them out into the world. It's just that simple. I don't know. In any event, that's it. And have an awakened weekend. I'm tired of saying have a good day. I really am. I don't think that people are necessarily having one. So, and me saying it isn't necessarily going to make it so. So maybe have a day where you awaken to truth. So, or a weekend in this case where you awaken to truth. Anyhow, stay safe and stay protected today, and be good to yourself, be good to one another, and blessed be.